Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Menachem Creditor. It's my honor to serve as scholar in residence and rabbi for UJA Federation of New York. We bring you Torah and music, blessing and community every weekday. We've been doing so since March 18th, 2020. Today it is October 1st, 2024. That is more than 4.5 years of Torah every single day, with friends from all across the world, finding each other to learn together, to be together, to lift each other up and to offer comfort wherever and whenever it is necessary. It's been beautiful to find time and place with some of you in real space over the past 4.5 years. I hope I'll have that chance more over time to be with us and to say, hi, I'm a 9 o'clocker too. To all of you friends, it is Erev Rosh Hashanah. Tomorrow night is Rosh Hashanah. Let's make sure that we make these last two Torah learnings of this year count. They all count, but let's double down on the meaning making. And the way that we start is by saying hello and good morning to each other. So Susie and Shush and Lisa, Penny, it is so good to see you. It is broadcast 1149. It is day 361 since October 7th. Let's see who else is here. Shari and Amy, Joyce, Boker Tov, Deborah, good to see you. Debbie and Anya, Jill, Jonathan, and Linda. Hi, Debbie. It's good to see you too. Catherine and Barbara, Natalie and Helen. Ron, it's good to see you. Hi, Judy. Cecile, Fabrice, sending you such comfort. Your best friend just passed away, and you're on your way to the funeral. You've carried us with you as you tended to your best friend. I'm so sorry, and offering you comfort. From all of us, comfort to you. Arlene and Linda, Chana and Deborah, Barry and Amy, Minna and Corinne, good to see you. I don't know if I missed anyone. If I did, my apologies. Hi, Michelle. I see you on Instagram. Hi, Arlene. Okay. Cheryl, good to see you too. Let's take a breath, friends, sing a blessing, and let's learn some Torah. Hi, Lisa. Jack, your best friend passed away this morning from pancreatic cancer. I'm so sorry. Sending you comfort too. We are friends. We're a real minyan. And we are offering comfort to our friends. Jack, I'm so sorry. Fabrice, I'm so sorry. לעסוק בדברי תורה, לעסוק בדברי תורה, הפוך בה והפוך בה, לעסוק בדברי תורה. Today, Jack, Fabrice, you'll see this when you tune in later if the connection isn't strong enough. And Jack, that you took just a moment away from the group so that you could be with us is incredibly meaningful. I know that all of us are sending our hearts to you both. And amidst everything else going on, these individual moments of care matter so very much. On the global level, We are feeling it all. On the peoplehood level, we are feeling it all. It is so important for us to be able to send our hearts to each of us, one at a time, too. We are a community with a heart big enough to hold all of us as we go through life. So grateful to hear from some of us that our families in North Carolina are doing okay. Clearly, not everyone is, and we send our hearts there as well. I broadcasted yesterday. We broadcasted yesterday, and then I went into a meeting with a lot of colleagues from UJA. All of the all of the fundraisers. Deborah, thank you, and Tennessee, of course, of course, of course. All of the fundraisers, and we were gathered, though it was early, to meet and to mark the almost 1 year anniversary of October 7th, because we are, as a Jewish community in New York, making countless gatherings and commemorations happen on October 7th itself. This was our chance to gather as a staff. And I reflected on some Torah to open up the meeting. And then we sat together, hundreds of us sat together with Liat, whose cousin is Omer Shem Tov, still held hostage 361 days. And we sat with Daniel, who's Oded Lifshitz's grandson. Oded is still held hostage. And I am not in the emotional and spiritual place that I was yesterday at the broadcast, because I was reminded again. I was reminded again, as we all must be. 361 days of focused attention is hard to maintain, but because, friends, because we are all present, that is how we make sure that as a collective we continue to pay attention. We remind ourselves when we must. And so I wanted to focus on a little bit of Torah, but I actually think that the most important thing we can do right now is offer comfort to each other and to see in the symbols and the rituals of Rosh Hashanah a strengthening. It's not a simple thing. And it is never a simple thing, actually. In Jewish history, these holidays have never changed their dates, even as our times threaten to change us. So, I'm not quite sure how to make this work in a linear fashion, because my hearts are with Fabrice and with Jack. My heart is in the communities of North Carolina, Tennessee, and parts of Atlanta. My heart is with Daniel and Liat as they struggle for hope, demanding the release of their family and all of the hostages. My heart is with the soldiers of Israel's defense forces, now on the ground in Lebanon, fighting Hezbollah. My heart is in the communities of the south of Israel, where 90% of the populations are committed to returning, and some already have begun. My heart is with the communities in Jerusalem and Tel Aviv that were just issued more restrictions because of the threat of ballistic missiles. We are a people that knows how to face these things, but oy lanu, it's so hard to fathom that this has been our eternal curriculum, how to live in the face of not just harshness, but persecution, how to live with eyes open and heads lifted up. We are all in it. We're all in it. And Rosh Hashanah tells us that the year is going to begin anyway. I always begin Rosh Hashanah services, at least when I was a pulpit rabbi, I always begin by saying to whoever's there, we are done with this year. We are done with it. So, we're almost there, friends. I will look forward to saying goodbye to this year. but it will always be part of us. Part of Yizkor, which we'll do on Yom Kippur, the memory making moment, is that it holds the grief. It doesn't limit it, but it holds it. Now, that's grief. What about hope? Rosh Hashanah's symbols, the newness of a new fruit. For me, since I'm allergic to apples, it's not apples, but the newness of the fruit, the primal sound of the shofar, all of that, it comes, it's scheduled. I don't choose it, it's there. The sound transcends time and pulls us both into the past, the binding of Isaac itself, and suggests one day, mystically speaking, that a great horn will sound, telling us that it's a better day. The mystics believe that a sound like that will tell us Mashiach is coming. I also believe in our strength and the power of that sound that human beings generate, riveting all of existence and piercing heaven. We say as part of our prayers around shofar, God, when you hear this sound, remember the binding of Isaac. No more. No more. We don't want this pain. We don't want any of the world to experience any of this pain and tragedy. But we are prepared as a people to learn from our history too. That shofar was also a sound of war. When we needed to mobilize to defend ourselves, that was the sound too. The shofar, according to Rambam, is an alarm clock. Wake up, do tshuva, be your best self. The shofar is also the sound of a sigh, of grief itself. I remember working with this delightful young man. I was a pulpit rabbi in Berkeley, and there was this 7-foot tall Texan guy. His name was Matt. What a lovely human being. And he began to explore Judaism. And he decided that the first day that he would go to synagogue was going to be Rosh Hashanah. And, friends, if you know someone who's going to go to shul for the first time, maybe Rosh Hashanah is a complicated day to begin with. It's longer. The language is harder to penetrate. The metaphors are a little bit more harsh. Shabbat is shorter and in some ways simpler. But Matt came to Rosh Hashanah and he was decided that he was going to be there the whole time. So he showed up on time, which if you've been to shul, Beit Knesset, synagogue, you know nobody gets there on time. But Matt got there on time for Rosh Hashanah, and he stayed the entire time. The entire time. And he came up to me at the very end of Musaf on the first day of Rosh Hashanah, tears in his eyes, tears just flowing down his face. And he looked at me and said, Rabbi, it's real. It's real. And I remember saying to him, Matt, what do you mean? He said, that sound, it's real. And he's right. He was right then, and he's right now. The shofar is a real sound. It is primal. It is powerful. It is painful. When you hear the sounds go from Tekiah, that one long blast, to Shvarim, to the 3 blasts, literally the word Shvarim means broken. That wholeness is broken. And then from Tekiah, the long one, to Shvarim, the 3, to Tru'ah, the staccato blasts of 7 or 9, depending on your tradition. And then eventually the Tekiah Gdolah, long one, the very great blast of the shofar. I find myself sometimes, not every time, ritual doesn't work like that. You can't schedule the emotional responses. You can just schedule the action. I find myself closing my eyes, hearing the beginning of the Tekiah Gdolah. It's a strong sound, and then sometimes it begins to warble. And then it comes together again. And I feel like that is an invitation to our souls this year, amidst everything, to allow ourselves to enter the ritual, in fact, not to allow ourselves to escape it, and to let it hold us as we acknowledge the brokenness we've been carrying. Yes, the imperfections of our actions too, but also the world's brokenness, and to envision a moment where it comes together again. There is something essential, friends, essential. As Arlene says, I am ready for a new year. I'm asking you, are you? Are you ready for a new year? Are you ready for it to be a Shana Tova, a good year? Are you ready? Well, I know that Rosh Hashanah is a day and a half away, but why wait? Let's not miss Hayom today. What do you pray for today? Pray with me. Hayom te'amtzenu hayom tevarchenu hayom te'adleinu amen. Hayom hayom. What do you pray for? Hayom. I want to hold on to that energy just for a second. The possibilities that we could sing in harmony again, with all of the missing voices restored. I'm seeing Liat's face as she sees Omer again. I'm seeing Daniel's face as he holds his grandfather again. I'm seeing Rachel and Jonathan receiving comfort, their daughters knowing how loved they are. I'm seeing all the soldiers home. That's what we pray for, each in our own way. We pray for home, that everyone should have a safe home, that the year to come will be better than we expect. More people will have what they need. That's what we pray for. Hayom. Send your hearts with me, friends, all the way to the east, everywhere in between, everywhere around, to the hostages, to our families, to every human being. Send your heart. Kol hod balevav penima nefesh Yehudi homia ulefatei mizrach kadima ayin letzion tzofia od lo avda תקוותנו, התקווה בת שנות 2000, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים. להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים. Bring them home now. Am Yisrael Chai. See you tomorrow, friends.